Hi, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use Gmail and Google Docs to create new fonts. So you want to get into those little squares and then you want to say more. So let's click down on more. It's going to take you to Google Docs. My daughter showed me this. I'm pretty inept at things, and she said, Mom, you could be doing some more fonts. And so I'm going to start a new document. Some of you may or may not know this. And when you do it, it's just like Word. So it brings up a document, an untitled document, and then it asks you what kind of font you want to do. It takes you to the Arial font right away, but you have so many choices of fonts. So we want to go to more fonts. See how I'm dropping that down, that drop down bar? And it's going to take you through tons and tons and tons. And let me just show you so you have a feel. So if you have Gmail, and it's very easy and free to open up a Gmail, you can do all the fonts I'm showing you and probably billions more that I'm not going to have time to show you. So you get the feeling. Now there's one that I particularly like, and it's called Cookie. I know, weird. Cookie. Okay, there's Cookie right there, and I'm going to pull Cookie up. And I'm going to be able to create what I want with Cookie. You want to wait till that's check mark, and then you want to say okay. Now I do step by step for people because I have to have step by step, otherwise I don't understand. So it'll usually take you about 11 because I make signs, and you see what I make. I'm going to take it to 48. Now I have a big cursor, and I'm going to give you a chance to look at. Okay, there we go. And here's farmhouse. I'm going to be typing in. Now for me, this is huge. This means I don't have to do all this new calligraphy by hand. Ah, and I'm going to say Christmas because we're working on those kinds of things and everybody's wanting farmhouse Christmas. Okay, so now I have it how I want it, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it to print. So I'm going to go up to a little print icon. And of course, I don't have those letters popped out, and you know how that is for me. I'm going to tell it to print. Okay, and so that comes out like this on a piece of paper. I'm going to start popping out those letters. And you remember that I take one of these liquid paper type pens and I pop out anything that the ScanNCut is going to see and want to just make a big kind of circle, and that won't look good. So I'm going to pop those out, let that dry. Okay, and then you want to put that in your ScanNCut brother scanning mat. That's the next step. Now remember that the ScanNCut DX does not accept the scanning mat. I have the 225, but I also have the 350, 650. Here's my 650. So I'm going to put my farmhouse Christmas in and tell it to scan, and then I'm going to use the DX because it has some nice images for me. So it's going to go ahead and scan that image. Okay, so here we are. Farmhouse Christmas is a little small. I'm going to tell it inside outside cut. That's what I call it. And when we got to make this thing bigger, we're going to save it. Okay, and it says, what do you want to save it to? And I've got memory sticks that I like to use. I'm going to switch out my memory stick. So I'm going to tell that memory stick. It says okay. So I'm going to go back on my memory stick. Let's find it. Save data. All right, and we're going to go through all our things, or we could go backwards. Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah, there it is right there. Okay, it's real tiny. So we want to say okay. Remember this part? We got to kind of group it. All right. We're just doing all this hard work here. It takes a few seconds, and we're going to make it really big. So here it comes, nice and big. There we go. That's looking good. Can you see that? That's looking really nice. It's that new font that I love so much that everybody loves. And then we're going to put an image in there. Okay, and here's where it gets interesting. So now we're going to take that image, that text, put it in the side of the DX. The DX has a few more interesting images that I'd like to use for that little farmhouse. So we're going to call that up under patterns. And we're going to be looking for a little house. Okay, so you've seen the menu here. We're going to go into this Eiffel Tower one here. And remember, this is the DX225, and these are some images that are not on the 350, 650. Normally we have this one. Everyone's seen this one. That one as well. But then you go to a third page, which was added with the DX225, and there's the farmhouse right there. See that? That's going to look pretty cool. And now we're going to tell it to add. So we're going to go back, tell it to add. Whoops. We're going to go into retrieve data. Remember the stick, it's on the stick. It should be our last image on the stick. It's going to make us scroll forward. The DX, for whatever reason, doesn't scroll backward. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to go through all my images. This is kind of a little problem they should have corrected, but we'll get there in a second. All right, there's Farmhouse Christmas. There it is right there. So it says, okay, there's the Farmhouse Christmas. It says, let's add. See there, that popped up that farmhouse. All right, and then we're going to start monkeying with it to get it to be the right. Look at that. That looks pretty good. To make it the right look. So now we're going to tell the DX to cut it out. Okay, and so we want to tell it to cut, and it processes that. And now we're going to tell it to start. I just want to let you hear that, how quiet that is again. That's one of the nice features about the DX225. This is as loud as it gets. Very quiet. Okay, so now that's come out, and we have Farmhouse Christmas. You can kind of see. I'm going to start weeding that out for you. Okay, and so here we're done now, and you have the outside cut, you have the inside cut. You can start working with those if you want to make a few changes. I'm really pleased with how that turned out, and I'm very thankful to find out about Google Docs. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be showing you more things as time goes on.